So we quite possibly have the name revealed for the Frozen themed lands coming to multiple Disney parks around the world. So let's dive into all of that up next. This episode of DSNY Newscast is sponsored by Mickey Travels. Hi there Waltoneers, I'm Jack and this is of course DSNY Newscast, and let's get straight into the news. As back in 2016, Disney announced that the first ever full Frozen themed land will be coming to Hong Kong Disneyland as part of the park's multi-year transformation project, with Disney set to invest around $1.4 billion up until 2023. However, it wasn't until last year that we started to receive way more details regarding the development, as the attractions to be featured within the land had seemingly changed, as it was in May of 2018 that we first brought you this updated concept art for the Frozen land, which had changed from the Oaken's Dancing Sleigh attraction, which was to use a similar LPS trackless ride system as that of Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters, and instead we were introduced to a new sleigh roller coaster, with Disney later confirming that this updated concept art was indeed correct, and there would be a roller coaster within the brand new land when it opens in 2021. However, up until now, we haven't heard much regarding this new land, until we stumbled across some trademark filings by Disney Enterprises for the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort, which does seem to reveal the intended name for the land, as it will supposedly be known as Arendelle World of Frozen, which continues the naming pattern that has been used with Pandora the World of Avatar at Walt Disney World, and is also rumoured to be the direction that Disney might go in with the new Marvel Land name for Disney California Adventure. And this matters because this name will probably be used also within the already officially announced Frozen themed land coming to Disneyland Paris, and if Disney is to announce a Frozen land at Disneyland, which has been speculated for many years, then this name might also be used there as well. However, it's important to emphasise that a Frozen themed land at Disneyland is a long-standing popular rumour, which personally I think would make a lot of sense. However, that's not all, as we've also learnt that Disney Enterprises has trademarked Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs, which is supposedly the name for the sleigh roller coaster that is most likely to use a modified ride system or track design to that of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train from Walt Disney World or Shanghai Disneyland, as the concept art does look eerily similar to that attraction. And the other thing is that Disney has trademarked Frozen Ever After as well, which is obviously the same name as the boat ride in Epcot, as this attraction is apparently going to be brought in some way to Tokyo Disney Sea as part of their Frozen land. However, it must be noted that the Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs attraction will most likely be exclusive to Hong Kong Disneyland for at least 5 years after its opening, as is usually the case in these overseas Disney parks with shared ownership. Although sticking with Hong Kong Disneyland, we've also received this photo to mark the beginning of the construction on the new towers and additions to Sleeping Beauty Castle, to make it a unique and grander castle icon reaching 13 stories tall, with the main objective to make it more impressive like the enchanted storybook castle at Shanghai Disneyland, and create a larger projection surface for nighttime shows, whilst also celebrating and representing many different Disney princesses, as we can see in this artwork detailing the gold-plated tower decoration that each will receive. But rest assured, we'll cover the castle transformation again later this year, as it's set to be complete sometime in 2020. Now, we don't usually talk that much about Disney Springs here on DSNY Newscast, despite it being one of my favourite places to go in all of Walt Disney World. But now, it's about to get even better. And that's because it's been announced that Ample Hills Creamery, which can currently be found on the boardwalk near Epcot, is going to be opening a second location at Disney Springs on the west side. Now, despite it not being officially stated anywhere, I personally suspect that this second Ample Hills will probably take the location of a former Something Silver shop, as that storefront is currently vacant, with Disney using it for a temporary pop-up green screen photo studio. And I think that this would make absolute sense considering its proximity to the AMC Theatre, which is right next door. And in other Disney Springs news, we've also learnt that Beatrix will be replacing Bongos, with Beatrix specialising in vegetarian, gluten-free and vegan-friendly food options. But just outside that location in the courtyard area, opening later this month, there will be a cookie dough food truck called Cookie Dough and Everything Sweet, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And how could we talk about the west side of Disney Springs without also mentioning the opening of the NBA Experience that will be officially opening its doors this Sunday on August 12th, but we'll most likely talk about that later next week. And now I'd just like to say a quick thanks to our sponsor for today's episode, as Mickey Travels were only one of a select few travel agencies in the entire world that have Disney's Platinum Earmark status. So if you're looking to book a Disney vacation, Mickey Travels will handle all aspects of your trip and do it all for free, as they never charge for their services. So to get your free quote today, visit mickeytravels.com in the description box or call them on the number below. And lastly for today, we have two more short pieces of news, but that doesn't mean they're not going to make a big impact. As first of all, the removal of the remaining east side of Leave a Legacy has now begun at Epcot. However, unlike the last time around with the removal of the west section of the monoliths, the construction walls are expected to remain in place for a much longer period of time, as Disney will begin the Epcot entrance transformation work after they've removed the monoliths, with all of the work rumoured to be complete by early 2020. And then the second piece of news is that Disney has announced that later this year, with the launch of Disney Plus in November, there'll also be a bundled package price of $12.99 per month for Disney Plus, ESPN Plus and Hulu, which is an astoundingly good deal and an extremely competitive move against the likes of Apple, Amazon and most importantly Netflix. And despite it being very interesting to watch this next era of the streaming content wars play out, it's great to see that we'll be benefiting from all of this extra competition within the marketplace. But now, it's over to you, Waltners. I would like to know your thoughts and opinions on this Frozen Land name that's going to be coming to Hong Kong Disneyland, Disneyland Paris and other Disney resorts around the world. And also, what are your feelings towards Disney building multiple Frozen themed lands around the world instead of using different Disney princesses? And if you prefer that, then where would it be located and what would it include? And of course, don't forget to put the timestamp for where the hidden Mickey appeared somewhere in this video along with your suggestion or your comment to be in with a chance to win one of his official DSNY Newscast enamel pins. And congratulations to this Waltner here for winning this suggestion from a previous video where we're talking all about the differences between Disneyland and Walt Disney World's versions of Galaxy's Edge. And so that's it for today, so go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel, hit that notification icon so therefore you always receive an update when we release new videos on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and also for D23 Expo coverage as well. And if you've enjoyed today's video, give this video a massive thumbs up as it really does help this channel out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.